Hey everybody, I am back to share some cards. I'm still making Christmas stuff, and it doesn't bother me because I'm always late with stuff anyway. So let me share with you what I put together. I had started making these last year, or even the year before. I die cut a whole bunch of stuff. I stamped a whole bunch of stuff. So I decided, why not break out some of those parts and pieces that I had saved from when I did them and actually put them on cards. So that's what happened here. A lot of the stuff was already die cut or stamped, and I'm just putting it now together. And I do have some of the things out because I've been looking for stuff. Um, so my desk is a mess. Sorry about that, but you know, that's how it goes, right? So this little tiny die, you can see it has like 5 gingerbread on it, and the gingerbread, there's 3 of the same size and then 2 smaller ones. And I believe it was P who was asking me who made this die, because I sent her some of these. I believe this was a memory box die that I purchased at a yard sale many years ago. I cannot find the packaging to save my life for this. I don't know why, because it was together in something else, and now I can't find it. So I have these, but I also have some from a German company that are, I think, the same size. But unfortunately, that company isn't shipping to the US at this time because of the coronavirus. Because I tried to place an order with them a couple months back, and they turned around and just refunded me. So I found out later it's because the shipping was very, very expensive. So they stopped shipping to the US for now. But they will probably open that up, I guess, when things return to normal, if they ever do. So here's what I made with those little gingerbread men. You see what I've done? I put a little baking pan, and I have this little baking pan die from Divinity Designs. I got these. One of them I got as a freebie. The other one I think I ordered. So I actually have 2 of them. There's the pan. So I just cut this out with some metallic cardstock. I actually made 2. This is the first one I did. I tried it with the gray cardstock, but look at that with that matte finish. That's awesome. And then I actually had this little these little gingerbread tag dies. This tag die, it actually has a loop at the top. Comes from a Stampin' Up set. I think it's a Stampin' Up set, and it's like a big plate die that has different tag sizes on it. And I think that's an old retired one. So that's where that comes from. The stamp itself may also come from the same set. I'm not sure. But these are the 2 tags that I created. I did stamp to and from on the back. Of the different size, using the different size gingerbread that you just saw. So this one on the right, I layered 2 of the gingerbread together so that you would get the sort of popped up effect. But I didn't do that with this one. I just put single layer of gingerbread here. So look how cute they turned out. I think it's the same exact, is it the same pie? Pan? Yeah, it is the same die that I used for the pan. It's just different cardstock. And then, of course, what was I saying? Of course, they're different directions. So one goes this way and the other one is lengthwise. So I just wanted to share that with you. Look how cute they are. And they're just tiny tags for wrapping, you know, for gifts. So I made those 2 tags, or finished those off. And then I had found that I had cut some of my Sizzix Angels. This is an old Sizzix die. I think it's a red one of those red Sizzix Bigs dies. So it's a steel rule die, and I'd cut some white acrylic felt, which is very hard to cut if you use a Thinlits die, you know, one like this. The acrylic felt does not cut cleanly if you use a die like that. You need to use a steel rule to cut acrylic felt. It's not the best thing, but felt doesn't normally come, wool felt does not normally come in a very white, bright white color. That's because sheep are not white. They're not a pure white color. So I use the acrylic felt, and this is actually a thicker type of felt. It's not just a regular felt. It's actually a thicker type, and I purchased that on purpose. It's actually right here, so you could see the thickness of it if I hold it sideways. This is a thicker type of felt, and it is acrylic, but I wanted to try it out. And I had cut these some years ago. I'd cut them in different colors and intended to sew them. So I had two pieces so that you could sew them together and stuff it with some filling. But that's not what happened. They just sat in my stash, and I kept them in a plastic baggie and decided to break them out and use them for my cards. So I made some cards with them. They're very simple, with some scraps that I had out. So this gingham paper is from the Stamp Market. And I put her on here, and then I had this tag already stamped. This is some of the Santa baby paper from Prima, and I'd already stamped out Peace and Joy and a Happy New Year. And then I just added a little holly piece that I had cut as well, probably last year, that I was intending on using and never did. So that's the first card, and these are all pretty similar. I did stamp the inside, I think. Yep. This is a little stamp that I got from Melanie. She sent these to me in a Happy Mail, and it's a Unity stamp. I just thought it was cute because it had an angel on it. So this is the stamp set that I use for the Inside Sentiment from Unity. So there we go. That's the first card. Here's another one very similar to it. Is that? Okay. I'm seeing a shadow there. So again, this one I cut in, I think this is Aqua Mist felt. So this is wool felt from Paper Tray Ink. And then this is some more, again, of the gingham paper that is from the Stamp Market. It's the reverse side of this green. So if you were to flip that paper over, you'd see the green side too. Or this teal, I think is what they call it. And then this... this tag, again, I think it comes from the same set as the gingerbread one, which is a Stampin' Up! Thing. And then the little bunch of the stamped the stamped bunch is a Paper Tray Ink layering stamp that Betsy Velden designed. It actually has borders like this, but it also has little bunches like this that I had pre-stamped. I don't know if it was last year or the year before, but it's like an A2 size border if you were to use it. I chose not to use it here because I thought it was too many colors. So I just used a little bunch behind the tag. And these are all glued down with fabric glue. I did not use regular glue with the felt in there. So I did use fabric glue there. And then I actually used some foam tape under this to pop up this particular tag. But the foam tape has glue on the backing so that it could stick to the angel. So here she is in a Aqua Mist color. And then again, I just used my scraps from the Stamp Market cards that I had made previously. And then I did one in pink because, you know, pink, why not? So I cut that out in pink, and then again I used that same bunch that I had on the previous card and another little tag that I had pre-cut. I think the sentiments are from, I want to say this is from Mama Elephant, from one of their stamp sets, previous year's stamp sets. And then again, I used the same scrap paper that I had. So those are three more cards that I made. I am actually working on another one. It's not finished yet, using a pre-colored image that I had some years back. I had colored a bunch of images, and hopefully my coloring has improved. This is colored with Copic markers, and I don't even know which Tilda, I don't know what she's called, but she's got ice skates on. So what I did with this was take a card base and use this die. It's from Ellen Hudson. It's called Twirling Flurries. This is one by Julie Ebersol. Now, it does not cut anything except the pattern into the paper and some of the little holes. So it's not going to cut any borders or anything like that. It's just going to, you know, give you the texture of this flory background. I really like this. You could probably find an embossing folder that does something similar, but I like how this cuts the stitching lines in it and the little holes. So instead of leaving it just a white background, I took some of my Altenew ink. It's upside down. Caribbean Sky. And I, what did I do? I used a watercolor brush and some water to put on some of the ink, and then I took a blending brush on top of that after drying it a little bit, or actually letting it dry, and then use my blending brush to kind of give another layer on top of that. So I kind of like how it's not uniform color is what I want to say. You know, just in the one area, and then you can still see the pattern of the die cut in there. And I think I'm going to plan on using like a little piece of paper that I die cut to make a little pond. So like she's standing on an ice pond. That's my plan. And of course I have to put a sentiment on here too. So still working on this card. Yes, I'm still doing Christmas cards, and I know how close we are to Christmas. But you know, it's really, I just don't have time. Work has been too busy. But it'll happen. People will get Christmas cards or even holiday cards. This one could be a holiday card or winter card. It doesn't have to be Christmas, right? Because it's a snow theme. But anyway, there you have it. That's what I've been doing, amongst other things like working. And I hope you guys are doing well. I know this is not easy for everybody. So keep on crafting. You know, stay positive. Do the right thing. I hope you all are doing well. And I'll be back, hopefully, with something else. See you later.